Good afternoon, Atlanta. This is attorney Frank Padron at Virguez Law here tonight with you guys another day to talk about personal injury, talk about Georgia law, talk about things that may interest you. So I want to thank you all and welcome you all for joining us in this Facebook Live tonight. Today we're going to be talking about basically treatment, right, and how long treatment should last in any given case, right? Because it's probably the most typical question that I get in every single case. Obviously, the commonality between all personal injury cases is that everyone, each one of our clients is injured. You need to be injured to have a legal claim, right? And so that's the typical question that we get on almost 100% of our cases, I want to say, right? It's like, how long should I be in treatment? And they really don't know like the specifics of it. And so I figured we could just discuss this in general in a Facebook Live video. And so basically the answer to that question is it really just depends on your injury, 100%, right? I hate to give a lawyer answer, what is the answer to this question? It depends, right? But that is the true answer, right? It really just depends on what your injuries are. Some people, as a result of an accident, can suffer very serious injuries, right? And some people can suffer serious injuries, but may not be as serious as others, right? And so the treatment that you're going to want to get and how long it takes to get that treatment is 100% dependent on what those injuries actually are, right? And so part of the lawyer's job and also the doctor's job in these cases is recognizing what are possible injuries, right? Did you have a surgery recently that may have been affected by this current accident? Well, maybe you should speak to your specialist about that and see, for example, whether that particular past surgery has been affected in this case. Were you hit in the head as a result of the accident? Did you bang your head against the steering wheel, against the glass? As a result, you're having, some kind of like cognitive problems. Well, then suddenly this has become a much more serious issue, right? And something that we've got to get a neurologist, a neuropsychologist's opinion as to whether a traumatic brain injury was sustained as a result of the accident, right? Is this a soft tissue case? In that case, there's certain treatment and routes that way, right? Did you get a herniation as a result of that accident, right? Now you need injections, now you need a surgery, right? It's all 100% dependent. So in Georgia, the statute of limitations is 2 years to begin your claim, right? And so typically you want to treatment could go longer than 2 years conceivably, right? You would just have to file a suit to preserve the legal claim, right? But could it take longer than 2 years? Yeah, right, definitely. Now, is it typical? Not very typical, right? I guess the most typical lengths of treatment, I want to say, is between 6 months and a year, right? It could be that, right? That's what I would say on average. Could I be wrong off a month or here or there? Maybe, right? But that's what a typical course of treatment is, right? Because not everyone can go to treatment 100% consistently, although that's what the most ideal scenario would be, right? But it could take longer. You've got to get your chiro treatment, your MRI, your ortho, right? And so it could take that long. But the most important thing is to actually just go and get it, right? And get it as much as possible, as much as you humanly can, right? Because this serves as records that we give to the insurance company to represent you, right? We can't represent you accurately or as good as we would like to without these records. So it's very important for you to get consistent treatment, get prolonged treatment, and make sure that you're getting treatment for everything that you need. Because once the case is resolved, we can't go back in the future. We can't go back 2 years later and you tell me, oh, Frank, my neck still hurts as a result of this. It's like, oh, well, we should have got the treatment at the moment of the accident. Once we resolve the claim, we can't really go back in time and add more injuries. So that's why it's so important to get treatment. It really is the crux of a personal injury case. So make sure that you guys, whenever you are in a personal injury accident, consult your attorney, and so that he can give you his or hers perception of how treatment can affect your case. So again, I want to thank you all very much for joining us tonight. It was a pleasure discussing this with you. And if you have any other questions, please give Virguez Law a call. You can find us on Google, Instagram, Facebook, the usual social media ways, 678-300-0000. And again, this is attorney Frank Padron at Virguez Law. Take care. Have a good night.